Welcome back to the second day of online IYOU. Yay, yay, yay. All right, so now we will begin with an opening prayer. So I invite you lovely souls to close your outer eyes and open your inner eyes and take a nice deep centering breath in. And just sigh it out. Dear Mother, Father, God, and beloved universe, thank you for each beautiful soul that is here today. Thank you for their contribution to our sacred time together. We know that each individual is a beloved child of God, and we appreciate and behold their glorious Christ light. We affirm that we will have an amazing time together today, and we affirm that we will spread light and love into the world. And with this, we say amen. Yay. And now I will be lighting the Christ candle, and I invite anyone who has a candle with them to light that as well, or if you want to light a flashlight, you can do that too. And now I light this Christ candle, which represents the divine light in all of us that is always shining within us. Yes, it is lit. Yay. Okay, and now I will read the daily word for today. So today is July 10th, and today's word is faith. And the affirmation is, I have faith in God within. I am in partnership with God. This knowledge empowers me to release thoughts and ideas that may be self-defeating and focus on those ideas and experiences that feed me and serve me. As I trust in the higher power that is always at work in my life, my faith grows and my awareness of the blessing of God deepens. I behold abundant blessings in my relationships with family and friends, in the beauty of nature, and in the celebration of my divine nature as a child of God. Focusing on my partnership with God helps me grow in faith and understanding. I take responsibility for this focus, making it a part of my everyday life. I embrace each new day in faith that the presence of God is within me at every turn and in every experience. For we have become partners of Christ, if only we behold our first confidence firm to the end. Hebrews 3:14. Little snaps. All right, so today's theme for the second day is navigate. So the reason that we chose this theme, the theme to go with our overall theme, which is illuminate, the reason we chose navigate was because we thought that to illuminate your way, you kind of have to navigate through life. And this can kind of be kind of crazy, kind of scary, but also beautiful at the same time. So we just, Indies and I, as well as Julie, just thought it was important to acknowledge the time it takes to navigate through life and the challenges that you experience and the different things that you'll be faced with through your life. And it's just like to me, I think of it as when you're going through life and you're illuminating your way, you're kind of in like a boat and you have to navigate the seas. Sometimes you'll have a hurricane or a storm, or you'll just be smooth sailing. So we chose the word navigate just to acknowledge the different times in our lives that can be hard sometimes, but easy, and just how everything goes in waves. And so the affirmation for today is, I have the power to navigate to the path that I want to be on.
The next thing that is going to happen in our lovely IYOU space is the wonderful, brilliant human being, Emily Myers, who I met 2 years ago, and she has been a nice light in my life ever since. And she's going to share her words of wisdom that I am very excited to hear. And I'm very excited for you guys to experience her light and her love that has been all over writing our material and all over this event, and she is a wonderful human being. So, Emily, without further ado, your workshop, ma'am.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm happy to see everyone's beautiful faces today on this lovely Friday afternoon / evening, depending where you are in the world. My name is Emily Myers, and I am one of your Indies, and I'm from the Eastern region, specifically Virginia. So I just want to thank you all for being here, and it is an honor to be able to share my truth with you guys today. So I'll be sharing a little bit of a truth talk and then a workshop today. So with that, let's begin. Today's word is navigate. The definition for this word is a plan and direct route course of a ship, aircraft, or other form of transportation, especially by using instruments or maps. For today's talk, we will use this word in the sense of navigating through life, and our bodies and souls being the vessels we use on our journey of life. We are all navigating through life right now on our own, and sometimes this can be a little scary, but it can also be beautiful and magnificent. One of the reasons we chose to use the word navigate for IYOU was to show you all that when you are on your own path, there are decisions you will have to make and situations you will have to go through. In my life right now, I am navigating a new part in my life. I have left high school and will be going to a large university in the fall. This transition and change scares me to a certain extent. I won't be living at home anymore with my siblings, my parents, my dogs, my cat. I won't be seeing my friends anymore every day at school. And I won't be sleeping in my own room in my own comfy bed. I'll be 4 hours away from my hometown, and I'll be in the mountains of Virginia, meeting new people and learning how to go to school with the strict rules set in place due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Part of me is scared for this coming fall, but the other part of me is ready. I'm excited and I yearn to spread my wings and experience this new part of my life. There will be many situations in my life that will be difficult and challenging as I go through these next 4 years. But these experiences will help me grow as a person and slowly guide me in the direction that I wish to go through in life. I've already experienced many challenges and other situations in my life, and I wouldn't trade them for anything. Sometimes, when I feel like the hard times would never end, ultimately, they showed me much more about myself and those around me. Navigating life can be extremely hard sometimes, but it can also be a beautiful journey. The experiences I've been able to put into my toolbox have given me the knowledge on how to deal with certain situations that I will be later faced with in my life. To me, when I use the word toolbox in this sense, I mean that each experience you go through in life teaches you something, and that this something becomes a tool that you are able to put into your toolbox, in which it will better equip you for later on in your life. This metaphor was something that my mom and I made for us to better understand certain things that happen to us in our lives and the reasons that it happened to us, and so how it better prepared us for our future. You will learn more about these toolboxes later in your family group, so stay tuned. One of the hardest things I learned in my life was that even when bad things happen, we grow as a person because of it, and therefore we become a better versions of ourselves. This was hard for me to understand because I couldn't understand why God or the universe would put myself or others through so much pain. The numbers of times that I would cry and ask my mom why this person was acting this way, or why this thing was happening to me and making me feel so many emotions are too many times for me to count. But what I have learned over the years is that even when my heart felt betrayed by certain people, they showed me certain things. They showed me how not to treat people, and they showed me what a toxic relationship was, so that as I continue through life, I am able to surround myself with those who care and respect me. From most experiences, we learn something new. This doesn't mean you will know right away what this new thing might be, but with time, you will learn and discover it. There have been many experiences and situations in my life that took me months and sometimes years to fully understand and fully learn, because I just needed to take time to be able to understand it and so that I was ready to hear it. Life, it takes time and patience. Don't be too hard on yourself to have to know everything, and know that it's okay to make mistakes and that you don't have to know exactly what path you're on right away. To quote Hannah Montana in one of her really well-known songs, "Nobody's perfect, we live and we learn it." I think that statement is true for when we navigate through life. We will mess up sometimes, and we will live and we will learn from it. Others will make mistakes, and we will learn and live from it. And just know that nobody is perfect, and that it's okay to make mistakes and learn new things along our way of life. Something that I have lived and learned from, and still learning and living through, is coexisting with those who might not flow as well with you as you wish they did. A few situations that have taught me this lesson in my life were a few situations and people who didn't even know that they were teaching me certain things. The first individual who taught me something like this was my dad. My dad can sometimes tend to be very negative and narcissistic person. This makes it difficult to be around him because the situation becomes negative and toxic. But through the years, he has taught me many things without even knowing it. I have learned that in my relationships I want to have in life, there needs to be respect and equality. Now, this might sound an easy thing to have in relationships, but sometimes it just quite isn't. To my dad, I'm a teenager who doesn't know a lot. And I know that this isn't my truth because I know I'm a very capable person. But through his actions and his words, I have noticed that he believes that this is my truth, and that there's not as much as respect and equality between the two of us as I wish there was. Another thing he has taught me is how not to put others down and make them feel small. After experiencing these two actions from my father, I know that I never want to make other people feel the way I felt when he was talking towards me. I know that I want and will treat others with compassion, celebrate our differences, and I know that they are seen, and I'll make sure that they are heard. The next situation in my life that taught me a large lesson was high school. The past 4 years taught me so many different things, and if I went through every experience and lesson I learned, we would be here for quite a while. I will talk about two specific situations. One time where I had to stand up for myself, and the other time where I had to make my own path and not worry about others judging me and to live my truth. The first situation consisted of when one of my fellow classmates continued to say inappropriate things to and about me. This had begun at the end of sophomore year, and then over the summer and going into junior year, I figured he would have forgotten about it and wouldn't say any more rude things about or to me. But sadly, I was wrong, and later, with my mom's encouragement, I took the situation to the head of our school. This was uncomfortable for me because I never want to make a fuss or make other people get in trouble. But my mom taught me an important lesson that you need to stand up for yourself and make sure that your voice is heard. I needed to learn how to stand up for myself, and I would later learn that after having this experience, I was able to stand up to others who said other rude and offensive things about other people. The next experience that I had during high school that taught me a large amount was when I had to find a friend group in which I felt like I could fit in. My school is extremely small, with around 65 to 80 kids in each grade for high school. This means that everyone knew everyone. I was homeschooled my whole life, and I began going to this small school freshman year. And when I first got there, I found a small group of girls, and I stuck with them and hung out with them and ate lunch with them for the next 3 years. I liked being around this group of girls, but towards the end of my junior year, I knew that it was time for a change and that I wanted a different group to be around, a group that uplifted each other and supported each other. Slowly, I began to eat outside in our courtyard with the other friend group in our grade. At first, I was extremely nervous to sit with them because I didn't want to be judged or feel like I was barging into their group. But slowly and surely, they welcomed me with open arms. Then, the next year, as I began my senior year, I did not hesitate on which group I wanted to sit with at lunch. I knew exactly who I wanted to sit with and who I wanted to surround myself with. And later did I know that 2 individuals in this new friend group would become 2 of my closest best friends. This transition between friend groups was scary, but it showed me that I deserve to be around those I love and those who uplift me, and those who I can also uplift as well. This was an interesting time to navigate through my life, but in the end, it paid off and it was amazing. There have been many experiences in my life, good and bad, but I wouldn't change them for anything. These experiences taught me how to be a better person, how to treat other people with kindness, how to listen to others, and how to be a compassionate person. I also learned how to handle certain situations and certain people. While sometimes I couldn't see the lessons in the situations I was experiencing, with time, I was able to learn, and when I was ready, I began to slowly see the lesson. I want to let you know that not every experience and situation you will have in life will have a happy, sunshine, and rainbow ending. But I do want you to know and acknowledge that nothing lasts forever, and that pain is temporary, and that even when the pain in your chest feels so heavy that it might break you, just know that nothing lasts forever, and that you are a beautiful child of God. And also, I want you to acknowledge and remember everything that you have already been through. You are powerful. You have navigated life this far, and you will continue to navigate through life with the tools you have gathered and will continue to gather as your days and years go on. So now, we will go into the little workshop part of today. And so, I would like for all of you to gather a piece of paper and a writing utensil. It can be whatever you like. It is up to you. And so today we are going to draw a compass on our paper. So to give a little visual, this is mine, little rough drawing, circle in the middle with 4 points going 4 different directions, labeled north, east, south, and west. So if you all want to take a moment to draw that out, and then you can label the different directions. So now that you have drawn your compass and labeled the different points, north, east, south, and west, each of these different directions represents different places you have gone in your life or have yet to go to. Sometimes in our lives, we might not know which direction we are heading in, but somehow we always find our way as we navigate through life. Now we will go through a guided meditation / visualization / writing activity and notice the different directions in our lives and what they mean to us. I invite you to get comfortable and sit in your chair in a comfortable position. I invite you to close your outer eyes and open your inner eyes. Take a deep breath in and out. Now I want you to visualize a compass in your mind, like the one you drew on your paper. Notice the texture and the colors of the compass. Look at each direction the compass can turn to: north, east, south, and west. These 4 cardinal points show many different meanings. For the Native Americans, the north represents wisdom and thought. East represents salvation and spirit, and the south represents beginnings. And lastly, the west represents conclusions and fullness. Take another deep breath in and out. I invite you to visualize north, which will be our first direction. The north again represents wisdom and thought. Take a moment to think and visualize situations or experiences in which you became wiser or expanded your way of thinking. Now take a deep breath in and out. Now I invite you to open your eyes and near the point north on your paper, write down words or situations that you just thought about. You can write about how you felt wise in situations where you became more knowledgeable about yourself and the world around you. You can write about experiences in which you learned something new or learned a new life lesson. You can even write down the names of those who have helped you become more wise and educated. Notice as you write these down how you have become wiser through your years, and sometimes your way of thinking has also changed. Take a moment to acknowledge this growth as you have navigated through life and become more wise and thoughtful. Take another deep breath in and out. I invite you to close your eyes again once more and turn your focus to the direction of the east. Visualize a rising sun and notice how it begins to awake the earth. The east is where the warm and radiant sun always rises and a new day begins. The east represents salvation and spirit. Take a quiet moment to reflect on a time in your life where you felt a sense of salvation or you became closer to the divine spirit. Deep breath in and again, open your eyes and write down words or situations related to salvation and spirit next to the direction east. You can write down time to experience salvation and deep connection to spirit. Notice how these words and experiences and situations made you feel. Notice how you have grown through your life and found salvation and also grew closer to spirit. Take a deep breath in and out. Once again, close your eyes and move your visualization to the direction south. The south represents beginnings. This direction shows us times in which we had new beginnings and where we changed directions in our lives to start again. Take a peaceful moment and think back to experiences in which you had a new beginning, a new chapter in your life, or you shifted your path in a new way. Now take a deep breath in and out. Now open your eyes once more, and again, write down experiences, words, or situations in which you had a new beginning in your life next to the direction south on your paper. Notice how you felt before and after this new beginning started in your life. Were you relieved, nervous, or excited? Notice how your life shifted once this new change began. Notice how you shifted and how you changed as you navigated through this new part of your life. Notice the power you have in you and recognize your Christ light. And take another deep breath in and out. Once again, and lastly, close your eyes and shift your attention to the last and final direction, the west. This direction represents conclusions and fullness. Visualize a beautiful multicolored sunset. The sun always sets in the west, ending the day and allowing the world to sleep and rest. Now think of situations or anything that you experienced in your life that can relate to conclusions. It could be a chapter ending in your life, it could be a relationship with a friend, or it could be a way of living. Think of a time when you felt fulfilled and completed. Now, again, take another deep breath in and out. Open your eyes once more, and again look at your compass and write down words that relate to conclusions or fullness next to the direction west. You may write down situations or times in your life where you felt fullness, or you can write down a chapter of your life that is concluded. Remember how this fullness felt and how you felt completed and full. Notice how this change might have felt. Notice your strength and notice your power. Take another deep breath in and out. These different directions have shown us that there are many ways we can go in our lives. And know that while sometimes we might emotionally feel off on our journey, the universe and our souls will always put us back on the right path if we trust the process and go in the direction that our compass guides us in as we navigate through life the best possible way we can. I invite you to take another deep breath in, and this time, let out a big sigh. Take a moment and look at your compass. Look at how much you have accomplished and have been through. You are truly amazing and a beautiful expression of God. Look at how far you have come in your journey of life. Notice how you have navigated the trying seas of life as well. You may have sometimes went to the north, the east, or went to the south or the west. But along the way, you were learning more about yourself as you went along the journey of your life. Our compass can represent our direction of life and our constant drive to continue. Sometimes we don't know where to point our compass or where to go, but eventually, we always figure it out. The compass can also be a representation of our energy in our hearts that moves us to do the things we love and to be with those that we love and trust. Remember that while sometimes we might not know which direction to go, that we can trust the universe and know that we have the power and the tools to navigate through life so that we can be our own amazing and magnificent self. And finally, take another deep breath in and sigh it out. And this space. I have gone in many directions in my life, and so much more about myself went along this journey. I'm still on this journey because this journey is constant. Some people in life feel that if they reach one point in their life, at the end of their life, they've achieved everything. To me, I see it as a constant journey, and that there is not one destination to achieve no place. I think the gifts of life are the experiences we receive along our journey. These experiences and people help us grow and thrive as we move through life. Now, before we leave this workshop, I want to leave you with one more thing. I want you to know that you are worth it. You are worth the love you deserve in life. You will have ups, you will have downs, and sometimes you will laugh, and sometimes you will cry. You are loved, and you are powerful. I see you, and I will always be with you in spirit. You are powerful, you are magnificent, and you have a beautiful, radiant Christ light that shines around you, within you, as you. You are amazing, and I love your beautiful soul. And I appreciate you all for being here tonight. And with that, thank you all, and hugs and kisses.
Thank you so much, Emily. And now, if we could give Emily the unity blessing, you guys can stay muted, but we'll all do it for her together. Okay, ready? Emily, we love you, we bless you, and we truly appreciate you, and we behold the Christ you are. Namaste.
So now we will be going to a little presentation that me and my two fellow lovely indies have put together. Me and the other indies, we wanted to put the I back in IYOU. So for some of you, if you don't remember, I stands for International Youth of Unity. So we decided, since we wanted to make it more inclusive of everyone and to have more an international presence, we decided to make an ambassador program. So with this program, our goal and intention is advancing the movement of spiritual connection and transformation through the Youth of Unity by fostering friendships and a positive, unique path of spiritual living for teenagers all around the world. So we just want to be able to connect with other youth programs around the globe.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about a little bit what the application process is going to look like, and then go into what the roles and responsibilities of an ambassador will end up being. So we have the application. We have the link to an application that will be posted at the end of the presentation in the chat. So yeah, your requirements for the application are the signature and recommendation letter from the parents, minister, sponsor, or youth and family ministry director, and a regional consultant. Yes. You must have attended at least one IYOU event or plan to attend the upcoming IYOU. So you all, based on that criteria, would technically be eligible. And then finally, one of the other requirements is that you will have shown an interest in leadership in the region. So one of the questions on the application will ask you to list out leadership positions by an example. This could be family group leader, zone leader, regional officer, etc. Some of the other questions include why do you want to be an ambassador, what skills you hope to bring to the team, and stuff like that. So that's basically, the application is a lot longer than that, obviously, but those are some of the basic requirements that we'll be asking you for. Yes. So as an IYOU ambassador, your primary role and responsibility will be outreach to youth programs around the world, with the goal of getting an ongoing conversation between IYOU as stationed here, basically, and international regions and chapters. And then another role will be creating the following year's applications and selecting the next ambassadors. And we would like to have a monthly catch-up conference and discussion between all of the ambassadors, and what to just make sure everyone's on the same page with the outreach that everyone else is doing. This is all in the goal of creating a continual dialogue with chapters all over the world.
So we have our IYOUA groups. So when you become an IYOUA ambassador, or IYOU ambassador, my bad, you will have, we have split it up into 7 different groups as we have listed out on this PowerPoint slide. So this is kind of basically an easier way for each group in IYOU to hone in on a different region around the world so they can better represent how they're contacting with each chapters in their region and kind of how they're doing and how they're building that branch and building that bridge towards each region that we have listed out here. So as you can see, we have Africa, and then one group will be in charge of outreach towards Canada and Mexico. And then we have U.S. and U.S. territories. Then we have the Caribbean, which is kind of the Dominican Republic, and all those Bermuda and all those islands around there. We have Europe, and then we grouped Asia, Australia, and New Zealand together because there's not a lot of chapters around there. So we kind of grouped those lovely places together. And then we have South America. So this kind of, like I said, is just able to put each group towards direct contact in each region so it can be better focused, and we're not spreading our focus too thin, and we can make sure that each region and each chapter around the world is getting enough attention and is building those bridges. So on the next slide, each group will be responsible to reach out and maintain contact with chapters and region, and that's kind of what I said, and kind of building that connection, building that bond. And hopefully we'll get to a point where IYOU will be able to travel to these lovely places, and they'll be able to meet these YOUers and these sponsors and these chapters in person, and be able to build that face-to-face connection. So hopefully when they come to IYOU, either IYOU 2021 or after that, they have a friendly face to talk to and they don't feel so uncomfortable. And it would be, and it's amazing to just build those branches and build those connections, and making sure that all of the chapters around the world are included to this awesome experience, because we want to make sure that it is available to all the chapters that we can reach out to, and all the chapters that have YOUers that are able to come to our event. Each group will have a leader that will be in charge of maintaining the responsibilities and tasks that the group has to accomplish. Hold up, not done yet, this one. So each group, like for the region of South America, there will be one leader of that group that will be in charge of those ambassadors, that'll be in charge of those contacts. I'll be in charge to contact and those chapters that are included in South America. And so it will kind of be, we'll have, like Zoe talked about, we'll have our monthly discussion to kind of catch up and make sure that we're getting on board with this. And kind of just like we were doing with our family groups, we're going to have breakout rooms that will have our each separated IYUA group that will then talk about what they need to do as a group, and then they will come back and kind of as a whole IYUA will make sure that we are reaching out and we're building those lovely connections to each YOUer that is around the globe. And we just want to make sure that this experience is getting out to everybody, and that we're making sure that they are feeling all of the love that we feel here in the States. And because each region has these lovely, amazing rallies that I know that each one of you love to go to and to be a part of, and love to be a part of that love and that joy. And we want to make sure that that branches out among just us here in the States. We want to make sure that it is offered to so many more people. And with that, we have our last slide.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Go for it.
All right. So for our goals, we obviously want to connect Unity youth programs around the world just so we can get to know each other more. I mean, with the IYOU, we've been able to learn more about each other's regions. But what if we learned more about other cultures and other places around the world? And it would just be an awesome experience to be able to connect us worldwide. And also just to make sure everyone knows, the A in IYUA stands for ambassadors, so it's International Youth of Unity Ambassadors. But yeah.
And as Amelia was mentioning just a minute ago, one of our end goals for this program is to be able to send our ambassadors on these international trips to make the connection stronger. When that happens exactly is going to be dependent on how the program works and runs in the first couple of years.
And then our last main goal that we have for IYUA is to learn new cultures in the other way that Unity churches around the world teach their Unity teachings. In the States here are so different ways that Unity churches function, and that's why we have Regional Roundup. I love Regional Roundup so much, and that's kind of what we want to do, but with our international chapters pretty much. With the three of us planning IYOU this past year, we've learned so many different things about each other's regions, and it's been very interesting to learn like different traditions and different things that each region does, and we want to see our international chapters, and we want to see what they do differently, and kind of their traditions that they go on and how they run as a unity. So it would be really awesome to kind of include them in our region around and see the different cultures and different things that they bring to us and bring to IYOU. And with that is our whole presentation and our whole pitch on IYOUA. We hope that you guys really want to be a part of this. The three of us are super, super passionate about it. Also want to give a big, big, big shout out to Miss Linda McLeod. This would not have been possible without her. She is a sponsor that helped us through this and was our sounding board, our voice of reason, and helped us make the start of this program possible. Linda, did you want to say something?
Yes. I just want to thank the ladies for the work that they put in. We spent hours and hours. They are really committed to this. They are really, really committed to it. And one of the things I want to ask, if you have connection to a chapter outside of the United States, please let them know so that we can make contact. And we're excited about where this is going. Thanks.
Yay. Thank you so much for sharing, Linda. We appreciate it. Yay. Well, I hope you guys like that presentation. Now we will head into some Vespers, and tonight we are going to have Alyssa Young from the Northwest region lead us in Vespers for tonight. And then after that, we have a few reminders, and then we are signing off. So Alyssa, take it away.
Hi, everyone. To my own personal chagrin, my camera is not working, so you guys will just get to hear my little voice. So I'm going to read you guys a story that's very close to my heart, and it's called Ecliptic. When we were reading the story about the girl and the wolf last night, it kind of reminded me of this story, and so I thought I would like to share it with you guys. So again, it's called Ecliptic, and here you go. There are many stories in the world. So many, in fact, that only one man could ever know them all. His heart was so big and his dreams were so true that Mother Earth asked him to watch over her while she slept, and to protect all of the wonders in the night. They called him the Man in the Moon, and he stayed to his post way in the sky and watched over all the night creatures and gave them all hope. The moon was overhead one winter's eve when he looked down to see a little girl alone in the forest. Her eyes were bandaged and she carried a stick, trying to cut down the entirety of her foes, viciously swinging back and forth, desiccating and decimating small trees and shrubs until she had cut a small circle of carnage. She fell to her knees and scraped them on the harsh foliage, weeping. She was terribly lost and had no hope of finding home, for the young girl was blind. The moon, being so high, saw the father's girl searching for her, not far off. The man took pity on them both, took the small circle of carnage and healed it, filling it in with luscious moss and never-fading forget-me-nots and echinacea coneflowers. The moss melted from the pool and dug through the forest underbrush to make the girl a path to her father. The moon whispered to the girl and told her where to find the moss and told her to travel safely. So the girl rose, and with her stick gently bouncing on the spongy forest floor, the moon guided her home. The moon returned one night, months after he first saw the girl, and he again found her lying in the grove. He saw her lying there, on her back, covered eyes facing him. Her hair glowed silver and gold in his light, and she twirled a wild bloom that he had given her. The warm glow shone brightly in the tears that not even her bandaging could hide. She sat up and tore the cloth from her face, and she felt the glow on her lids and lashes, and when her tears fell, they looked like liquid moonlight. The moon smiled down at her in hopes of consoling her sadness, but she could not see him. Nights came and went, the moon racing to catch his brother, and when he finally did, the whole world gawked in wonder. And as he passed Mother Earth's other son, he looked down in hopes that the girl would be proud that he had again caught his brother, but she stood in the grove with a young man, not many years her senior. The moon saw the boy gently brush the not-so-little girl on the forehead with his lips. The moon gave them his blessing during his moment of triumph and passed overhead in a great flurry of light. Again the moon passed the grove, many moons later, and he saw the girl kneeling in the moss. The girl was no longer a girl, but a beautiful young woman in a light cotton dress. She knelt in front of a babe swaddled in pink and white. The woman wanted the moon to share in her moment, so he smiled as he passed over with his silvery bright warmth, and blessed her child too. The moon returned every month to the grove, when he was at his brightest, to shine upon the woman and her daughter. She would smile upon feeling the quicksilver dance on her skin and over her blind eyes, and her daughter squirmed, and eventually the moon showed her the way home too. The moon would whisper sweet nothings on the wind to the woman, and she loved him too, though she had never seen him. The woman one night did not return, and the moon, not seeing her, assumed he was wrong about what day it must be. He came every night to see the woman, but she did not come. Finally, eves later, he saw her in the grove, lying in a long box of dark wood lined with white satin and silk. Her hair was long and silver, her dress a soft white. A bouquet of sturdy forget-me-nots and echinacea coneflowers lay upon her chest. Her eyes lay open and uncovered, looking forever up at the open sky. The moon wept for his little ecliptic girl, whom he had saved from the forest so many, many moons ago. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alyssa. That was amazing. Oh my goodness. All right, guys, I want everyone to join with me and give Alyssa the classic Unity blessing. All right. Alyssa, we love you, we bless you, and we truly appreciate you, and we behold the Christ you are. We love you, really love you. Mwah. Go, Alyssa. Okay, yay. All right, guys. Well, that is a wrap for tonight, and I can't wait to see you all tomorrow for both of our sessions. So get some rest, drink some water, stretch a little bit, and we will catch you all back again tomorrow. Hugs and kisses. Sleep well.